Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to share a traditional Bengali recipe with you, which is called Katla Machar Kalia. So it's basically nothing, it's very simple gravy of fish. As you know, Bengalis love fish. So let's not talk anymore and start with the process of cooking. It's a very simple process. We'll just divide the process into a few pieces so that we can do it a little quicker and it's simpler for all of us. So let's begin. So first let's take a look at the ingredients that we need to make our perfect Katla Machar Kalia, which is just nothing, machar jhol with a little twist. So let me show you the ingredients. So this is all what we need. This is fish, Katla Mach, a variety, which is like usually said to have a fuller taste and usually used for these kind of preparations which are traditional, basic and involves a lot of spices. Then we come to onion paste, which is I've taken one onion, paste of one onion, and then there is this one onion which is sliced, a few potatoes as per our requirement. This is garlic. I've just beaten it up. I think this is just, I feel that this just enhances the flavor of the food. You can also use garlic paste. Now we come to the spices. So this is tej pata or bay leaf, green cardamom or elach. This is darchini or cinnamon, garam masala powder, gota jeera, dhania powder or coriander powder, red chili powder. I have used Kashmiri red chili powder because we do not prefer having a lot of spicy food, but you can also use any other variant which gives you color as well as a lot of spicy taste. Turmeric, haldi and salt as per taste. So let's begin. So let's start with step 1, which is we'll fry our fish. So for that we need a frying pan, of course. Put some nice and sweet mustard oil in it. I usually prefer just shallow frying my fish, so that's what I'll be doing right now. You can opt for deep frying. So our oil is like heated up really nicely, so I'll just add the fish to it. I'll be rubbing the turmeric that we used in it, I'll just show you, all over its skin. Always fry the fish on low flame. It will help you cook it evenly all through. If you cook it on a really high flame, the outer skin would be cooked, but the inners would always be like half raw or half cooked. So here's what it looks like. As you can see, the splatter, the beautiful music that's being created. So as I said, I'll be dividing the recipe into various parts. So another part of it is cooking the potatoes. So usually if we try to cook it in the gravy all together, it might take a long time. Also the flavor might get interrupted because of it. So what we do is, we will just half cook the potatoes before we actually put them in the gravy. So let's start with that. So it's a basic thing in an open pan. I'll just put some salt, water and boil it. So once the water is put to boil, it comes up with little bubbles. We'll put our potatoes in it. Let it cook for a while and do the other things with it. pro tip, if you are frying your fish, be it deep fry, be it shallow fry, if you are not really an experienced cook, try to cover it up while cooking because it just keeps on splattering oil all over and it might get on your skin. Just remember that and stay safe. So the fish is cooked and we remove it off the gas. So now after removing the fish from the pan, we are seeing that the potatoes are also half cooked. So I usually prefer cooking the potatoes also once in the oil, shallow fry it, so that it can absorb more flavor, it can become more tasty at the end. So let's do that. There would be a nice splatter. So here's the fish that I had kept aside after shallow frying, and here are the potatoes that are being cooked. So I will wait till they are shallow fried and a little golden, at least on one side, and then begin the next step. So now the potatoes have also been cooked, shallow fried as per my choice. So I'll just put them aside and start with the gravy making process. Remember one thing, at this stage your potatoes are not completely boiled, so we will actually cook the final part of it in the gravy itself so that it can absorb all the flavors that are there that we are using in the gravy. So for the gravy making, first what we do is we add our chopped onion, the chopped onion. And we'll cook it till it's a little translucent, a little pinkish in color. So let's wait till that happens and then we'll add our garlic and the onion paste as well. So this is how the onion looks in the oil, nicely splattering, creating a beautiful melody. So we'll wait till it's a little caramelized and a little cooked, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. So now we see that the onion is already cooked as much our requirement. So next we'll be adding the garlic. You can also use garlic paste. I usually do not prefer it because I think it just reduces a bit of flavor in it. And our food does not need that. Next in the line we'll add our onion paste. You can also opt for ginger paste and ginger garlic paste because that is like the people usually do, but at my place I do not do that because we do not prefer the flavor of ginger so intense into the food. It's totally up to you how you like your food. It's totally up to how much time you have, how much patience you have to spare. So this is what it looks like after we have added our onion paste and the garlic. And we'll wait till the onion paste is cooked properly and it starts releasing its oils. So let's wait for that and then proceed next. Okay, so while the other ingredients are being cooked, let's prepare our masalas. So one pro tip at this point is, whenever you use powdered masalas like coriander powder, jeera powder, garam masala powder, so you usually should tend to make a paste out of it. So if you make a paste out of it, leave it for like 2-3 minutes, then the flavors of the masalas would be enhanced and the food that you cook and eat would just go a level up. It's a basic thing, it does not need a lot of effort or anything. Just mix it up with a few drops of water, like a teaspoon of water, and you're good to go. So our onion paste and the other ingredients are already like half cooked. So at this stage what I usually prefer to do is add a little tadka pan, a little oil to it, the cardamoms that I had shown you in the beginning, the cinnamon, the bay leaf, and that little amount of jeera. Ooh. Little amount of jeera. Turn off the gas. It will lock all the flavors in that tarka pan. Let it sputter for a while, and then I'll add it to the kadhai where we are cooking our remaining ingredients. Just take a look at this beautiful half gravy that we have created. I don't know what you call it, but it's just ultimate beauty, I think. And of course you can't sense the smell, but by the look of it you can very well make out that how important it is to cook the onion and the other ingredients properly so that it gives you the perfect flavor. Here's how it looks. Also, as I was telling you, I've prepped up the masala. So this has all the dry spices, dry powders that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So I've just kept it aside for like 5 minutes, and then we'll be adding it to our gravy. So now it's time. I'll be adding our masala paste. Also add little water to it so that it does not burn away. It will evaporate very quickly. I did not use the entire bowl of water, just half of it. So here's what the gravy at this stage looks. All the masalas in it. Nice, simmering a little. Next in the line, I'll be adding the potatoes that we had fried and kept aside. Add the remaining water. Cover and cook. So now our potatoes have been cooked totally in the gravy. So next on the line, I'll be adding the fish, the fried fish which was set aside long ago. So here's my fish. I'll be adding it to the gravy, and then I'll show you how it looks. So here's the almost ready machar kalia. We'll just be like letting this fish cook into the gravy for a while, so that like around 5-6 minutes, so that the flavors of the gravy just gets inside the fish. So until that, let's wait. So once our fish is ready, I'll be adding the final ingredient, which is fresh coriander leaves chopped, and this is totally optional. I love the flavor of it, so I'll be doing it. You can skip the part. So here's my fresh coriander. Be adding it to the dish. So here's the final look of it. Our nice and beautiful fragrant katla machar kalia. So I'll be serving it now. I'll put it off the flame, so I'll just switch off the flame. Let it stand for a while and then serve. So here's the final look of my katla machar kalia Bengali fish gravy. So let's take a look at that. I hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel and get the notifications on so that you get notified every time I come online.